Mel, thank you so much. HPG has been a part of our group for a long time, and they've been one of our greatest partners here. And we love being able to bounce things off them. We love how they're able to work with our distributors, even if there's problems or issues that come up. HPG has always been super responsive. And so we're happy to have Mel Batua here today. She's going to run through things that are going on in the world of HPG. So we'll take it away.
Okay, great. Well, I'm going to do a little screen sharing here. Okay, onward and upward. So, as I was saying, we made a major change this year in what we called Fusion Forward in 2025. We took our entire sales force and we consolidated everybody so that everybody would be able to sell all brands. So we have everybody aligned regionally. So regardless of what state you're in, where you are located, you can always defer to our map to find who your account manager, who your outside salesperson is, or if you have a multi-line rep in the area, who the multi-line rep is. So I'll quickly start this from the beginning. This is our sales map, and you can find this under sales tools. Actually, I'm sorry, sales tools, and then there's sales territories at the top of the HPG Brands homepage. And all you need to do is either click on your state using the map, or on the right-hand side, you can actually use the checkbox to select the state that you are located in. And as you can see, it will then list out everybody who is serving that area. So like I said, in many cases, we have multiple layers of salespeople in a territory. We have our regional multi-line reps, and they usually serve up to 4 states at a time. We have a regional sales rep who is a factory-based salesperson, so they don't carry any other lines. They're HPG connected. And then we have our account managers as well. So like I said, that's just kind of a visual. Okay. So navigating with ease. What I'm showing you here are screenshots from the HPG Brands website. So hpgbrands.com for US, hpgbrands.ca for Canada. These are screenshots from the US page, which is the one most prominently used. So what you will see when you log in are some new shortcuts that we have added. We have shopping shortcuts. So this just makes it easier for you to find areas within the site that we have other search tools for. These are the most frequently visited. So that's why we have selected to keep these front and center. In the last couple of months, we have had a lot of people asking for, USA made or tariff free. So we added that to our shortcuts. Deep inventory. What is available that I can get using a rush service? What are your best sellers? So those will all be found in shopping shortcuts. You can also use the search bar at the top to, key in what you're looking for. You could key in something as simple as blue pens or red tote bags. And it will automatically pull based on the search terms that you are using. So we've definitely applied more AI automation to help us with the SEO within our website. So you'll find that helpful too. But for today, just focusing on what some of the main search features are that you can find at the top of the homepage. The next thing that I will move on to will be the sales tools. And that will be skipping over brands. That will be the one right here in the middle. And once you're in this box, this is going to open up a whole world of resources for you and some of the fan favorite tools that our customers are successfully using right now. So I'm going to give you an example before I start clicking through any more slides. If you are somebody who is constantly building a deck, or you need help with some general ideation for a customer, this is going to be the place that you go. If you're building a deck and you need a lifestyle image, or if you need some general photography of our product, that's something that you can find looking within sales tools. We have everything labeled appropriately. So you could go and click into any one of these sections photography, flyers, we have our digital catalogs, and that's where you would find that information. Another thing that I want to mention, if you are working with a customer and they can't quite pinpoint exactly what it is that they're looking for, maybe they're in manufacturing, maybe they're in agriculture, maybe they're in healthcare, and we've sort of considered the information that we have based on products that do really well in those sectors. And we have been able to curate a set of tools so that you're actually looking at what people in those vertical markets buy. So that's just your starting point when you're looking for a particular place on the website to start. So I mentioned our vertical market content. So if you go into industry collections, which is next to sales tools, you're going to find more vertical market content. So we have some of the top ones here. I did a snapshot of automotive, for example. So when you click into automotive, you're automatically going to see a big image pop up on your screen that says automotive, and it will feature a series of products. There's also going to be a few links. There's going to be links to download material, one of which is our idea generator. I'm not sure how many people on the call were at the PPAI Expo in January. One thing we did differently this year was by setting up each section of our booth like a vignette. So each section was geared towards a different vertical market, one of those being automotive. And if you were there and you happen to take one of our rack cards, this is essentially a digital version of one of those rack cards if you happen to grab it. But this is just giving you some really like quick ideas for that person, who doesn't have a lot of, bandwidth to, flip through an entire digital catalog. They need just the quick and the brief, show me what's popular, tell me what sells in my industry. And this is something that you can give them. Of course, this is going to incorporate all of those products, but it is just enough to tease their interest. And you can download these and then you can easily send those off to your customer. And like I said, we have these for various different vertical markets. The website, as you know, is a living, breathing document. So we're always updating, enhancing, and involving the tools and the categories that we have on the site. So I will tell you, for instance, under real estate, that is the first place that we have launched a digital flip book. So we have a mini catalog under real estate that you can actually flip through, just like you would a regular catalog, but in digital format. So you can just sort of thumb through those and look at some of the ideas that we have shared. Storyboard Plus. Now, for anybody on the call, have you used Storyboard Plus? Have you heard about it? I'm seeing people shaking their heads no. Okay. This is a tool that we launched a few years ago now. Now it's come leaps and bounds from when we first shared it a few years ago. So we've really innovated the way that it's used and the ease of use for the customer. So I'm going to play a video.
This is Storyboard Plus from.
Can you hear the volume?
Storyboard Plus allows you to build professional, accurate product storyboards in just a few clicks. Start by going to hpgbrands.com and click Sales Tools in the top right corner. Select Storyboard Plus from the drop-down menu and you're off to the races. You'll land on the Storyboard Plus homepage, which pre-populates some of our top-selling items. And you'll notice they're blank. Let's fix that. Click Upload Client Logo from the top menu bar and simply upload a logo of your choosing. It's okay if you don't have vector art because our tool will vectorize the art for you, so any format works here. The tool will show you an example of your art and you can choose to remove the logo background or keep it in place. For one-color prints, we want to make sure we have the right style for you, so choose which one works best for your client's logo. Once the art is loaded, it is placed perfectly on each product in the Storyboard Plus system. Storyboard Plus will match the correct print method for each product, and you could even change the color of the item and the color of the logo where applicable. If the product can only take a one-color print, Storyboard Plus knows. If the product has a large print area, Storyboard Plus can offer stock backgrounds to make that logo shine even brighter. To narrow down your selection of products, you can sort by HPG brand, product category, and you can even select a price range to further focus the results. To add products to your storyboard, simply click the Add button in the bottom right-hand corner. You can easily track your selections at the top of the page. Got all the products you want? Great. Next step is to click Create Storyboard at the top right, which will generate your unique storyboard. Want to make it extra customized? Use the right-hand toolbar to select your storyboard layout and to choose the details you would like to show within each product. We offer a grid layout or an info layout, which offers a slightly different presentation. You can also choose whether or not to show product details such as product name, item number, minimum order quantity, and pricing. They change in real time, as you can see. And no presentation would be complete unless the recipient knew who sent it to them, so you can add your distributor logo and email here, and they will be displayed on the storyboard. Click Finish, and a unique link is created that you can immediately share. Here's an example of a finished storyboard. Wasn't that easy? So for the best prospecting, idea generation, and time-saving tool.
All right, I'll give that a pause. So that's sort of the meat and potatoes of Storyboard Plus, is that you can essentially DIY your own storyboard without having to go through us or send an email to request a virtual. And as you can see, there's lots of different formats that you can use. You can create a gallery. You can set them up like a grid. My personal suggestion is, if you are going to do a grid or a gallery, try to avoid going over 9 products. I think they all look better. If you keep just 9 is like the perfect number where everything fits on one page, especially if you are going to download and share in a PDF. You really don't have to do that, because you can take this link and send it to your customer. It's going to link them up to a completely unbranded page. All they're going to see is the product, and you can even add your own distributor logo to the top of Storyboard. There's an option for you to do that too. There's another button, I don't think we see it here, where it says you can add your distributor logo. So I definitely suggest, if you haven't tried this out, to take 15 minutes and play around with it with any old logo you have stored in your emails. You will find it very user-friendly. And again, if you are somebody who is just looking to fire off some inspiration to your customer, and you don't really have a good anchor as to what they need, this is going to show them things that maybe they didn't even consider. So use this, like I said, to help weave a story around their logo and products that might be of interest to them. And like I said, this is a tool that we keep improving and critiquing. Actually, there are some improvements that we haven't even captured in the training video. We have some additional categories that you can choose from, and some other, niche product groups that you can select from as well.
Further than Storyboard Plus from HPG.
Right. On to the next slide.
This.
Okay. Wish lists. This is, it's hard to choose between Storyboard and wish lists, but this is another really great feature that's going to help you save time and not have to duplicate your work. That's what I want to focus on here. So wish lists is a way for you to create a list of products that you feel like you frequently revisit on our site. So if you are always looking up the same group of pens, the same tote bags, you always happen to revisit the same SKU for that water bottle, this is a place where you can save it all in one place. You can even categorize it and name that group of products that you are saving, and then share that wish list with a customer. So the first thing I want you to do, in fact, before using any of our tools, is when you are on the HPG Brands website, actually right here, if you can see where my green dot is sort of circling, that is the top right-hand corner of hpgbrands.com. If you have not signed up for an hpgbrands.com account, please do that. It is nothing more than signing up for a website that you would do in everyday life. All it asks is for your ASI or PPAI number, just so we can verify that people who are using this tool and getting behind the nuts and bolts of the website are real promo customers. But beyond that, very easy to use. And then each time you visit the website, we do encourage you to make sure that you are logged in. And by doing that, you can utilize the benefits of the wish list of the storyboard tool. So to create a wish list, you are going to go into the wish list feature of sales tools. Now, I already have a few wish lists created, which are listed right here. And I just circled the one at the bottom. It says lip balms to love. Right below that is new wish list. So before you go saving anything, we want you to create a wish list so that those items have a repository to report back to. So when you are on a product page, if you do love something and you want to save it for later, you're just going to hit that little heart button, and it will create a drop down asking you which wish list you want to add it to. So if you are creating a lip balms to love or a totally tote bags list, you have the option to drop those products into it. And then when you want to view your wish list, it's just as easy as going back to your account button here. You'll see wish lists, and then you can go in, open up any one of the wish lists that you have created. I just highlighted so you can see that it is labeled. And then this is, again, a link that you can send to your customers. This link will be HPG branded. This link is going to take you directly to the HPG Brands site. So if you're somebody who is sensitive about sharing supplier information, this might not necessarily be the tool for that time. But if you're okay with it, this is a great way, like I said, to bulk up on those favorites and be able to just send your customers an assortment of items. And it does the thinking for you. And then you can repurpose that and reuse it and send it to even more customers, especially where you find yourself having to research the same products over and over. This is really going to be a time saver for you. I also want to add that the tools that I'm showing you are the same ones that our teams use day in and day out. We want our customers to be utilizing the same tools and features that we use in our day-to-day basis. So if you ever need help with any of these, or you need another deep dive or a one-on-one tutorial, as I mentioned, our account managers are here to help you with that. You all have one, so all you need to do is just locate the state that you live in, and your account manager's information will be there. They are here to help you with all things HPG. I know I got a little bit of a rocky start there. Those are some of the points that I wanted to make, but I'm just going to emphasize them here in this case. So that is wish lists. There's more. We also have marketing campaigns. Again, this is something else that you're going to find located under sales tools. So what is a marketing campaign? A marketing campaign is where we take an idea or an angle and we create a suite of content around it. So in this case, you're just seeing a snapshot of some of our campaigns. A full color branding impressions campaign. We have top trending coolies. We have back to school. There's even a campaign I know in there for travel. So when you click into any one of those campaigns, you are going to be met with several different options. You can download campaign content. You can look at a video. There's some bullet points. Who's using these products? Why are they being used? You'll find that a lot of our campaigns might have seasonality to them. So, I'm going to say open enrollment season, right? Like you might see something in the healthcare campaign that suits your health insurance customer. So just things to think about. When you are in a particular campaign, we are going to highlight some bestseller products within that a particular category. And you'll see like there's an option to shop now if you want more details on the product. Or if you're like, oh, that's the one I need. That's what my customer's looking for. I need a quote. You can click the button, request quote, provide us the information that you need, and that automatically directs an email to our sales team, which will be redirected to your account manager. So that's another way of getting in touch with us too. So those are campaigns. Again, one thing I want to reiterate is that we are working really hard to do the thinking for you. So rather than, coming to HPG Brands and starting from scratch when you have a new project, we are trying to have as much storytelling available to help you turn over to your customer, saving you time. All right, so that is the end of the major sales tools. I didn't want to show you every sales tool available. I wanted to show you the absolute best ones. I don't want to say that HPG Brands is a vortex, but it does have a lot to offer. So once you get in, you will find that there's so many tools that are accessible to you. And if you find, you need an additional tour or some additional guidance, make sure to let us know. Our account managers are here to help you. But the tools have been designed so that they are with ease of use and easy to figure out, on your own with a few little clicks. Are there any questions?
We'll open it for anybody who does have some questions. Erin, do you have a question?
Yeah, well, I don't know how much of it is a question, but I just did want to point out that I like the way you mentioned when it was going to take your customer to the HPG website, because that's something that I struggle with. I don't generally share those things with my clients. So a lot of times the things like the lookbooks or any of the online resources that we can use, unfortunately, take my customer to your website to see them. And I appreciate that.
To the point about, wanting to, maintain, level of privacy when it comes to sharing supplier information, we do have options. So while some of these links might take you back to the HPG Brands website, things like Storyboard Plus will not. That's something that will be completely generic and unbranded. So, you have a whole buffet to choose from when it comes to tools.
I like that. And I love all the photos you have available. I mean, I just can't tell you how much it helps sell your product. I'm more likely to use your photos and share them on my social media and share them with my clients when they really are a little more lifestyle-ish than just very generic looking. So I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. And
also the other thing I just wanted to add is the fact that you're still indicating which of the HPG companies it is, because sometimes for me, it may make a difference because of distance. Like I don't really want to promote California right off the bat when I'm in Connecticut, so I appreciate it that you're still showing which of the HPG companies the product is from. That's very helpful.
Good. And, we do that for a reason. We still want to, retain the heart and soul of each brand, because we have customers who have been loyal to HPG even before the brands before they were part of HPG. And those names really do resonate with our customers. So that is something that customers, do find very helpful. So I do want to offer a quick tip. If you are using Storyboard Plus, it is a great way to skirt the system. If you don't feel like putting in a request for a virtual, if you just need like a quick, I just need to see what this logo might look like on a product, and does it jazz the customer, does it not? When you're uploading your logo to Storyboard Plus and you're going in and you're clicking which ones you want, once you've made the selection and the logo has been added, you can right click and download that image into a JPEG and then pop that image into an email or wherever you're going to share it with your customer. So you don't actually need to complete the whole storyboard process to do that. So it's just
great.
A little shortcut I like to mention to people. Our teams, do it all the time. And, while we do have, pretty good turnaround time when it comes to virtuals, sometimes it's just easier if we do it ourselves.
Yeah, this is just a dumb question, but I mean, I love this because I use the virtual tool on Sage all the time. But I have to download your image, download it there. You know, this is so much easier, and it's great for just a quick photo to show. Um, I, I look like it looks like when I open it, I get these categories like what's new, goods to know, premium gifts, whatever. What if I already know what product? Like I know I want to show lip balm or something.
Yeah. Now, are you seeing a search box?
Well, the search at the top of the screen is still there. The regular search. Should I do that?
So I'm going to go and share my screen one more time.
Okay. Sorry.
Cross my fingers and hope it works out.
I don't mean to get into the details,
No, this
the
is
logistics
great.
here, but
all right. So you're in Storyboard Plus. It is kind of
what's
easy,
new.
but
Yeah.
right here in the top, there's a search.
Okay.
So if I'm going to type in the word bag. And it's thinking.
It's in the black line.
Okay. Yeah. So it's the regular search at the top of the screen. I see it now. Okay.
Okay. So this was actually not the best example because I typed in bag and I got everything.
Yeah, you got lip balm. But I typed in lip balm and it did show me like a zillion different options for lip balm. So that's perfect.
Okay, good.
That's exactly what I need. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So it is right there, top right-hand corner in the little black box. There we go.
So if I just really quickly wanted to show somebody a bunch of different lip balm options, I can just do the logo on all of these, and I think that's really helpful. I love it.
Yeah, so there's a few different ways you can get started. To your point, you might know exactly what it is that you're looking for. Or you're like, I'm just going to let HPG brands inspire me, and you can select by any one of these categories, decoration method. Or if you're like, hey, my client is in California and Evans is a California-based brand, you might go
you can
about
select only Evans products.
Yep. So
yeah, I see that. I can select the brands. That's perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
And we do
Love
our
it. I'm going to definitely use this.
Update this and keep it current. Maybe don't be surprised if you don't find every product that you're looking for. But I would say more than 90% of them are there.
Awesome. Anybody else have any other questions? Okay, I do actually. I was wondering, Mel, if you could maybe speak to. So HPG is one of this introduction of strategic partners that we're putting out into the world, and so what we kind of look at that as is the 300 or so suppliers who are part of PromoEQP are there because our distributors have asked for them, or they've requested to work with these people. Our strategic partners are asking for you, the distributor. They're the other side of that coin, and they're wanting to, in addition, go into additional offers, benefits, additional ways of working with them, better managing what you're trying to do. And so I'm wondering, Mel, if maybe you could speak to that, like what is being offered by HPG as part of the strategic partnership with PromoEQP?
Yep, absolutely. Well, one thing that we want to do for everybody is level the playing field in terms of price. So if it wasn't obvious already, you do receive EQP across the board. That doesn't go without saying that there will be some exclusions for some product categories, here and there, like name badges, like some of our premium brands. Sorry, you can't get EQP on a Bose speaker. Can't help you on that one. But on really the lion's share of our product. Along with that, like some of our brands do offer a lower cost on setups. So at Hub, it's always been part of our practice when a customer receives EQP, we do some discounted setups with that as well. If you look at a brand like Oregadio, they don't have any setups. So that also kind of goes back to us retaining the heart and soul of each individual brand. We haven't necessarily equalized all of the different service charges across the brand. We're not quite there yet, so you will see some differences brand to brand. if you're ever curious about that or you need more information, we can certainly, spell it out for you. PromoEQP, is a community that we want our team to be aware of. We know that we're part of a group in which you're turning to us because we are preferred. So the name PromoEQP is going to stand out. And I will say that, I go back to our HPG 1 model, or Fusion Forward is what we did market it as. The ability to go to one person now and be able to navigate through what you need at HPG is an absolute game changer. The only brand that is staying the same way it's always done business is Debco. Debco has a lot of very similar products that we offer in the US. So we're going to let Debco do their thing in Canada while we do our thing, in the US. But on the occasion that you do need a product out of Debco that we don't offer within one of our US brands, your US account manager can help redirect you to who you need to be speaking with at Debco, and they will handle that part. When it comes to quoting, you will get one standardized quote template, and it can have multiple products on it. So if you are quoting for, a new program, or you're working on an RFP, we can put all of your products in one quote and list out all of the pricing, and you'll refer to one quote number when you place those orders. So again, it just goes back to the ease of doing business. As we grow and evolve, so has our team, and this is one big way that we have been able to do that. And we launched this model in January, and we have received so much positive feedback on the increased levels of service through our sales team, because they only need to connect with one person for all of their HPG needs. Now, I do want to say each member of our HPG team comes from a different walk of HPG life. So we have some people who came from a particular brand and that was their harem for a long time. My roots are with Hub Pen. So it's in my blood. I will always feel like the expert in Hub Pen. In other brands, I might not necessarily be the expert, but I absolutely know where I can find the answer to your questions. And in a lot of ways, our team is working in that way too. But they have come so far. They've all been trained to be able to quote, based on the different decoration methods, high quantity, catalog quantity. So we do encourage you to connect with us if you're working on a project, and they'll make sure to follow up with you on it too.
Awesome. Does anybody else have any other questions? Okay. Well, I will say that, Mel, you guys at HPG have done an incredible job of threading the needle of exactly what you said, of having all of these separate brands and yet having them keep their identity, having them keep who they are, not just buying a name and then folding it into the Borg there. You guys have done a great job at that. And not every other supplier has done as well as that in some of these very same endeavors. So congratulations. You guys are doing fantastic. We definitely appreciate you being a strategic partner of this. And I want to say thank you for coming on board and doing this.
Absolutely. My pleasure. I hope you've all found this helpful, and I do hope everyone will go and do their homework and find their account manager and make sure to play around with all of the nooks and crannies within the site.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. I'm getting ready to reach out to Frank again. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye, everyone.